virus that is not apologetic, a virus that spreads across all sectors of our communities, sports, education, churches, entertainment, the media, and even the government, not just in the UK, but across the world. The virus has been declared a pandemic. It is out of control. And I'm not actually talking about COVID-19. The virus I'm referring to is called racism. How long are we going to allow racism to spread through our communities, and right now we are in the community, and affect our lives without using the vaccine you already have in your possession? What is the possession? Me and you. You are the vaccine. I am the vaccine. We need to speak out in peaceful demonstrations, just like today, so well done, Watford. Inject the vaccine. We must not use a demonstration for selfish motives and turn it into rioting and looting.
Free! Free! George Floyd! Fist up! Anthony, fist up! Fist up!
Hello and welcome to Channel Sport on Sunday. I am Ken Ochonogo. You are the vaccine. I am the vaccine. We are the vaccine. Nobody would have put it better, than our own Anthony Joshua. It's a pandemic. This pandemic is not COVID-19. This pandemic is racism. This pandemic is judging us by the color of our skin. This pandemic is something that you were born with, a cloth you cannot put, you can never raise a permanent cloth on you. There is no way you can get it off. This pandemic, we can cure if we understand that in humanity, color is no barrier. It is not the first time it is happening. I remember some years back, it was in 2013 or so, when Samuel Eto'o Fales, one of Africa's illustrious sons, a banana was thrown at him, and he picked it up and he ate it. I tell you, but now that the world is evolving, a lot of persons are coming to understand that it is not the color of your skin that makes who you are. Today, we are going to talk a lot of things, but basically, we want to start from somewhere. We want to start from paddling, canoeing, sailing. The last All-Africa Games, one of the sports that gave us most medals came from the stream. And it is not swimming, but it is canoeing. It is natural to us. For those who are living in the riverine areas, for those who are the largest of this world, the Zons of this world, the Shekiris, the Robos of this world, you understand that, yes, adaptability, your environment is water. But then when they got that gold over there, we said something is going to happen. So today, we want to see if we can reach out, to the president of rowing, sailing, and canoeing. That is 3 in 1. I remember we have a super minister. We have 3 ministries in one, but these are 3 federations in one. And we're living from here. We want to just get back, get to Lekki, and see if we can get connected to Rear Admiral Festus Pobemi, retired, but he is the president of these 3 associations, 3 in 1. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Ken.
Yes.
Good to talk to you again.
Yes, and we're excited, having you right there. Let us start from, like I've just said, you guys went to All Africa Games, and beyond expectations, you came out with, in a bag full of goals to, for us, and, put us there. And then looking at that, you came in with so much optimism, believing that, yes, the Olympics will be another place where you want to showcase your skill and make Nigeria proud. You also have some skill that you qualified us. So how has it been? How were you able to achieve what you have achieved, both at the All Africa Games and looking forward to the Olympics that has just been postponed?
Honestly, Ken, it's been a wonderful success and dedication of work. Because I came into the field with almost zero. And we started no canoe, no boats, not no paddling. My coach used to train athletes theoretically. You can imagine training someone to play table tennis theoretically, without ball, no table tennis. That's how we're going. We're going on without, and luckily we gradually progress. Today we now manufacture boats in Nigeria, which I make sure is done. They will now have boats. So therefore, from the gradually we started going up, and today we are a sport to be reckoned with. We are always supposed to do the West African sports, the international body gave us opportunity to host it. That is a plus. That from nothing to now, we are hosting for West African sports.
Now you are hosting for that is good news. I wish I can paddle. I wish I can also paddle and row. But then from the Admiral, I want to come to you from that crest of optimism. You know, you guys were so hopeful that and happy because most of the interview you were giving, you were saying, look, we are going to use the National Sport Festival as an avenue to pick those who are going to represent us at the Olympic and then also shine. But then it was added to the National Sport Festival and also removed. What are the challenges, and do you think these challenges can be overcome now that the festival has been postponed?
Okay, yeah, definitely it will overcome. You know, honestly, National Sports Festival is the Olympic of Nigeria. You want to showcase yourself in National Sports Festival, and we get more talent. Before we started this sport, we used to row. We used to have developed overseas abroad people, like foreign based, like the first Olympics in London, Rio, and London, where Jonathan, who was a London based boy. Then we had the second Olympic in Rio, where two athletes from Nigeria, one from Sherry Coco, who was in America, and Jonathan in London. Now, next Olympic, we have 3 qualified athletes from Nigeria, home-based, not from abroad. This is because I grew them homely. And honestly, we are so proud that we're going to get this better result for us. But the National Sports Festival, suddenly, there was a commander. And this command, with the 11-member committee now going ahead and making sure that they're going to have other rating, the area is there, water is there, so no reason why it cannot hold. There's water, there's human beings, and I will ready to provide what to be provided. Like today, we have in Abuja the Olympic size lane laid by those who did for the Rio Olympics from Portugal. And we have these facilities. And in Benin, we have water that's available, and we're ready to make it usable for the events. For example, you have football tournaments, football match. The NFA chairman doesn't provide the stadium or stadia and the balls and the net, but the organizers provide the stadium, they provide the ball, and the NFA chairman to host to provide. But I'm ready to provide the boards, provide the lanes, and yet this is not being held, and I don't know why. Because look, for example, this is a sport that gives more medals than any other sports. Apart from I can give 26 medals in all my federation. Apart from others, swimming and athletics. And for you to not deny such a sport is a misnomer for me. Very misnomer. I can't understand. I went to Benin, went to see the place to host it, and send my technical officer, and also sent the Secretary General to see the organizer, say we are ready to do, and for one reason or the other, for primordial reasons, this was stopped. And I'm still struggling to make sure that this is made, because I'm sure this my honorable minister wants this sport and is ready to develop because it was in Morocco, where he came and saw my athletes winning medal, and he presented the gold medal to them. And so therefore, I'm not seeing any reason why it should not be held. And when it was almost been denied in Abuja, the last African game, last sports festival, I had to ensure that there is somebody that I had to bring the Olympic people to make sure they lay the lane, just to make sure that no excuse is given. Because the first time they said the water is no good, but luckily now nobody say water in Abuja is not good now because it's tested with runnings. But you have to do one or the other before things are accepted.
Let me ask you this, because they said you promised to dredge the river and also provide everything that we needed. But on the last minute, they said you and your federation did not do that. That it was based on that they said they are dropping canoeing from the National Sport Festival. And like you said, now that you have enough time, how much time do you need? How much resources do you need to put it in place? Like you said, meeting the 11-man committee to say you are adequately prepared, for this particular. Because I understand that about 19 states qualified and are to take part in this.
Yes.
How long do you think it can take you, and how much resources do you think you can muster, if you can, to put this in place?
Look, Ken, I'm so happy you know much about my federation. 19 states registered. You can imagine how many athletes have been training. Poor children. I almost cried when I saw it was cancelled or postponed. The poor children who have trained, who hope to look for this event, suddenly, I'm telling, in a week's time, if you give me a week notice, I can provide the lane and everything for this sport. I had already provided, a truck was leave to Benin with equipment and co. To provide the jetty and to make sure, because you have to get the jetty to go down and also. To us, we're ready. Before I got that news, over 11 midnight, that we're not hosting, I felt so sad, so bad. I met all those who are supposed to be in Lagos to organize this. And honestly, we are ready, absolutely ready. And if the Labour Committee, I'm ready to meet them, talk to them. I've been to Benin to see the place to host this the event. So we don't need dredging. We need to to widen the lane by clearing the bush, because the shrubs have got into the lane. Not that nobody said going to dredge. Nobody said so. You don't need dredge. The water is already deep. That a canal is deep. You dredge again. And someone who doesn't know about waterways, you don't dredge. You don't dredge. I don't need depth. So much depth. Boats are passing there. So canoe can pass there, for God's sake.
Passing canoe can pass there. But then let me take it back. I want to ask you. You were also a former minister of transport in Nigeria, and then coming sometime when you are on the road, you're asking yourself, so much traffic, and then you look at the waterways covered by water hyacinth. And apart from that, you go out of the country, you go to Italy, you go to Rome, Venice, you go to London, the Trafalgar Square, you look at all those things, you go, marine and coastal tourism. What are you doing? I mean, what do you think that Nigeria can get money? We can use our rivers, our streams as avenue to circumvent the traffic on the road. What can be done in these areas?
Ken, my in-law, honestly, when I was in office, my priorities were two priorities: waterways and rail. That's why when I was in office, rail were moving all about from Lagos, from Port Harcourt to Enugu. Rail were moving. We just have meetings. Even I've traveled from Enugu to Port Harcourt in a first-class train. I had to go to China to see the rail, because the story that the boats, the tracks, the rails are not good, the locomotives are not good. I want to see the locomotives being produced. And I met even the vice president of China at that time. Honestly, rail and waterways are the most things that we need in Nigeria. And I struggle to ensure that even to carry petroleum product by rail to instead of tankers on the road, because tankers, they give so much problem because of the weight they have and other things. But by rail carrying it, we had made all arrangements. Even the railings were made, the locomotives were provided. But suddenly, when I left, everything went the other way. And I also made sure there was supposed to be a rail transport express train from Lagos to Abuja, express, 2.5 hours. And this, we had the right of ways all done before I left office. I spent only 9 months as minister. And to tell waterways, because a lot of payload can be carried by waterways. There was a period where you can carry from Warri, you go out to Barrow by barges, by waterways, and suddenly all the rivers have been a lot of sanitation of water. Sand dunes. So I didn't say let's dredge. And luckily, We were able to meet the PTF chairman, the now head of state, head of president, the president of the country. He was there, PTF chairman. I met, and we awarded to 4 contractors to dredge water the river Niger. But today, by the time I left, when I left office, there was a lot of argument, and I was even being abused that why am I putting waterways, water instead of going road for my place. To the extent that they killed it, and today, if you go into Onitsha, you see the sandbank. How can a boat travel on those water now? It's not possible. I cannot even go to my place because they had a lot of sandbank. So honestly, the waterways are the most easier way of traveling. You see, even in Lagos here, from my place, there's a big jetty and everything, waterways that I travel to go to places, and it's easier for me to go to Ogudu by train, by waterways to Oroshoki. From Oroshoki, I go by road to Ogudu. But instead of going by road, where you take traffic, everything. So therefore, waterways and rail are the most easier means of transportation.
Briefly, because you have not, I don't want you to briefly before we go on this thing. We're talking about a coastal and marine tourism. How do you develop that in the brief word, and then so that I can take my kids, my family, and go out on the water, and and maybe attract visitors to Nigeria, to use our waterways.
Honestly, if you come to Lekki, Ella, are you getting me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If you come to my place now, Lekki, it's a tourist organization, because yesterday people would go out through boat. I have a Peaks Boat Club in Lekki, where people go out by boat, go to places, because you go to this beaches up and down by water, and there's a lot of tourism. I remember my classmates who came here and went around Lagos by boat with their family and wives, because by which this, like you said, why can't you even travel from here to Port Harcourt by boat, ferry transport? Why can't you go to places by boat, which is easier, more payload, cheaper than train, air, or road? So there is, honestly, if I'm sure if I have the opportunity, the waterways will develop more than what we are doing now.
Okay, so we want to take a guy and say, that you say this on air, that you told Nigerians that within 1 week, if you are given the opportunity, you can make the venues ready for the National Sport Festival. Are you going to reiterate that? So I want to ask, within 1 week, you can put that venue to make it possible for the athletes to compete.
I will. Honestly, I will, and I'm promising everybody that I can do it. I did it for Abuja, Lekki Lake, Jabi Lake, and it's a standard lake lane there for growing, and I can do it the way I was able to make sure that boats are manufactured in Nigeria. They don't buy boats from abroad again. Make in Nigeria. I have in my big garden here, there's a boat club where we manufacture boats that we won't sell to people. So that rowing kayak boat, we make them. So if I can do that, why can't I make sure that we have these facilities in Benin to make sure boats are available? But the major problem in this country was boats. I remember before I came on board, for 11 years, our boats were at the jetty, uncleared, donated by international community. And I had to make sure I cleared those boats. When I found out my cadets, my athletes were in Tunisia without boats, and they were coming last and last. And I said, no, not me. I don't take last. I'm a worry boy. I train in worry. I don't take last. So therefore, I make sure that I clear the boats. I'm not clearing the boat, and I start manufacturing in Nigeria.
Okay, thank you very much, Rear Admiral Festus Pobeni. He is the president of 3 federations, rowing, sailing, and canoeing. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Ken.
Okay, we're back from Lekki and into the studio, and then let me briefly introduce my guys in the house. Do you do the introduction? Till Admiral Pobeni, he said, give me 1 week and I will get it done.
Well, good afternoon, yes. Good to be on the show again. And I can't say I doubt it because not too long ago, I think about a couple of years ago, was at the Big Smoke Club, like you just talked about.
Yeah.
Now, and I saw what they were doing there. I think like an exhibition.
That was 2 years back.
About 2 years ago, yeah. And I saw what they were doing there. I would lie you not. I was really, really impressed. You know, with I think the secretary, and she basically put us through on how the whole process went, how they recruited their athletes, and you saw them working hard and trying to get in shape for whatever tournament they were preparing for at the time.
And they went to All Africa Games.
Exactly, and they came back with medals. So you showed that yes, they weren't just going there for show off. They were going to actually get the job done. And the work they were doing with their para athletes at the time as well. You see that they were working with a lot of athletes. They're coming to the national stadium trying to recruit people based on their ability to row and all of that, and having machines that you don't need to get to the water festival. You can actually practice. You know, when you're rowing or you're kayaking, and I was really, really impressed. And like you said, they started manufacturing boats here
in Nigeria.
So by the time they put it into consideration, the cost of even bringing boats from outside of the country and then as opposed to manufacturing here, you know that yes, this federation is actually here to stay, and with his leadership, I think they can actually go all the way.
Okay, Obum, you had him. I mean, you remember when they said that they've dropped canoeing, and we were asking why, but he's saying, give us 7 days, we'll put everything in shape.
Good afternoon, viewers. Good to be here. Ken, the issue here, I'm happy that the man in charge, the man at the helm of affairs, has clearly said that all he needs is 7 days. And the organizers of the national festivals ought and should encourage little federations like this because they are trying to put Nigeria on the map. I was listening to you when he was talking about the foreign athlete, the one from the UK, the one from there. I was going to write to you a note, ask him what of the local athletes, because he said that 3 Nigerians qualified
for the Olympics.
Yes. And it's something remarkable, something that means he's doing something right in that federation. And to move further away from rowing and sailing and canoeing, today is exactly 4 years we lost Stephen Keshi.
All right.
Our thoughts goes to his family as well.
We'll go on a very short break, and when we come back, we'll make some tributes to the great one, the boss himself, Stephen Okechukwu Keshi. Stay with us. You're welcome back at the Star Channel Sports on Sunday. And briefly before we went on break, of course, earlier we spoke with the president of the Nigerian Rowing, Sailing and Canoeing Federation, and then he's talked about how it is possible for them, the athletes, to participate at the postponed National Sport Festival, Edo 2020. I remember the LOC there said, look, you promised to do this, you promised to do that. There are certain things your federation promised, and because you couldn't put them in place, so there is no way we can do that. But maybe sometimes somebody said there are some blessings, and maybe the delay, a delay is not always dangerous. Sometimes that delay is a blessing. Probably during this period, they have said, look, we don't need more than a week, according to the president of the federation, Admiral Festus Pobeni. He says, give me a week, and myself and my federation will put that in place. So I do believe there should be some JoJo, there should be some meetings and between the LOC and the federation to see that, yes, that is done. Because like we say, canoeing at the Olympics have about 21 to 26 gold medals. I tell you this, that is why the most decorated Olympian is a swimmer. When you go into that water, you get a lot of, you fish a lot of gold. Football and other things can only give you 1 gold. Even if you have the 2 things, they give you 2 gold medals. But I tell you, you carry these guys there. At the All Africa Games, I tell you, they went in there and they came in with a perfect I think for 4 gold medals. Also, they came in with. So we are saying that yes, give the opportunity. 19 states entered, and then we want to develop our waterways, want to develop water sport, want to develop marine, and coastal tourism. And we believe that this is how you can, expose them, make it a mass participation, make it a mass welcoming, make it something that can also generate income for the Nigerian state. Where we should not be putting all our eggs in one basket. We should not be. We've been a mono state for so long. Mono economy. Oil at a point it was a mono athlete. Blessed Makaba that we put all our hopes on. Let us diversify. Let us do all things, and we are one. And I believe this is doable. And if it is doable, we'd have nothing to do than to do it. We don't have to shirk away from that. And then before we went on break, also Obum did say that yes, today made it 4 years since the big boss departed. I think to me, he's Nigerian number one sports person, probably If you remove the Olympians who went there to get gold, he personifies what leadership was all about. He personified what excellence is all about. He personified what, pioneering. He was a pioneer. It was, when he left Nigeria to go and play in Cote d'Ivoire, when he left Cote d'Ivoire to go and play in Belgium, he made sure, he was the genesis of that exodus, that followed of those persons who went out there. So you cannot take it from him as he was a captain. He was the captain of the Nigerian Bank who won WAFU for the first time back to back. And they were in the final in the third year before we withdrew because the Shooting Stars were disqualified. They would have won it back to back to back with the New Nigerian Bank team. He was the captain of the team that went to Tunisia in '94 and won the Nations Cup for Nigeria. He was the captain that qualified us for the World Cup for the very first time. You can't take it away from Keshi. And he was the man, the coach, the indigenous coach that went to win the Nations Cup for Nigeria in 2013 in South Africa. Basically taking home base and other players over there. This is a Nigerian we should be proud of. This is a Nigerian that symbolizes what Nigeria is all about. That symbolizes patriotism. That symbolizes excellence. Qualified Togo for the World Cup in 2000 when we did not even qualify. Qualified 3 nations, 3 African countries for the Nations Cup, Mali, Togo, and Nigeria. For goodness, his feat is unmatchable. And I tell you this, we have nothing than to celebrate Stephen Okechi, the big boss of Nigerian football.
Remarkable achievements there, Ken. I was looking at the conditions towards the final in South Africa in 2013. I was in South Africa that year. And I looked at him. I was in the stadium watching the finals. I looked at him in that game. His composure, because there were rumors that he was going to be sacked after the game and a lot. And this man put his country before his ambition. And it's sad that he died when he died. And this man has actually typified, like you said, the doggedness of the average Nigerian out there who wants to do things for Nigeria and putting away their personal interests and put that of the nation forward. Today, we pay tribute to this icon. May God keep sustaining him and the family that he left behind.
And I think what really helped me was the fact that the circumstances under which he ended up leaving the Super Eagles, the talk, the way the media came, the way the NFF actually just came at him towards the end, the protest and all of that, it just shows that to a large extent, we do not tend to value some people like you talked about, all his achievements and all of that. We do not tend to value people where we are supposed to value them. This man showed that you can actually be anything you want to be. You can actually do anything you want to do. And I remember that when Sunday Mba scored that goal in the final and how everybody went crazy. Yes, he has finally done it. He won winning as a player and then as a coach. That was indeed a big feat. And through it all, throughout the whole issue, the whole saga, he remained calm.
Nobody was quiet.
He was just... I think, like you said, I hope you're
Theo, sometimes, isn't when all those things were going on, the calmness that was in Keshi.
Yes.
Because none of us knew that his wife was suffering from cancer.
Yes, at the time.
Yes. And the wife was the mainstay.
Yes.
The wife, when he went to Belgium and then the coach was not playing him, and he was thinking, look, I'm going to pack my bag and go back to Nigeria. They don't like me. The wife called him into the house and said, "Where are you going to? You go nowhere. When you go to the field, what do you do? What do you do? Have you put it yourself? You think that that sense of entitlement, they could just give it to you?" He said the following day he went to the pitch. He was tackling, he was marking, and that is how he this is you. I brought him back. So himself and the wife were like Siamese twins. They understood themselves. They do whatever they will do. And that all that time he was on the barrage when he was being bombarded. Everyone. He was suffering. Pillar was collapsing. He was suffering. Yet Nigeria as a people, we never knew. We never gave him that succor. We never gave him that which he needed at the hour of need. But he left, and then we say, we value you for what you've done. What you've done remain indelible in the sands of history, in the sands of time, and certain things that cannot be eradicated. The big one will celebrate you. We do not mourn Keshi. We celebrate him always.
There's a culture that ought to change in Africa and this part of the world. We must celebrate our role models while they are alive. We don't have to wait for the people to die before we talk about how good they were. And it's a culture that is an African thing. When people die, we celebrate them. But when they're alive, we criticize them, we demean them, pull them down. It's a negative, it's an evil spirit in this part of the world that we must put aside.
It's an evil spirit. Okay, let's come back. Like we said, we celebrate Keshi for an excellent life that he lived, and then we believe that yes, he's up there with angels in heaven looking down on us and say, "Look, I'm the big boss. What are you talking about?" So let's talk football. Let's go to Germany, because I know before the English league League returns, Liverpool will need about 2 wins if City does not win, to pick the title. In Germany also, maybe Bayern Munich will be crowned the champion because they also need just 2 wins after these results. Let's see, maybe team will go through these results that we have.
Okay, we have Bayern Leverkusen.
2, and Bayern Munich 4.
Okay.
Dortmund 1, Hertha Berlin 0, Frankfurt 0, FSV Mainz 2, F Düsseldorf 2, Hoffenheim 2, Leipzig 1, Paderborn 1. Then there's one other.
Borussia Dortmund.
Borussia
Dortmund defeating Hertha Berlin
by 1 goal. They missed a lot of chances in that
they
game.
did actually.
A lot of sitters as well.
And then I think, most importantly, before that game, we saw when all the players, between the Dortmund players and the Hertha players, all taking the knee. Just talking about George Floyd, the American that was killed by the police in Minneapolis. So showing that their solidarity and coming out to say, yes, indeed, Black Lives Matter. All lives matter.
All lives
but right
matter,
about now, Black lives are being threatened and, standing in place for them.
In this age and time, we should be talking about such incidents happening and racism in this age and time. So
and it's still very dominant in football. In high cases, especially in Italy, where you see black players actually coming out complaining. Mario Balotelli at the point. Yes, that happened with Samuel Eto'o. That was a while back. The one happened with Balotelli not too long ago, where he just got angry and actually started walking out of the pitch. And all efforts to try and get it to stay back on the pitch proved almost futile until at the point.
I think it's wrong. It should be condemned.
But then again, the Bundesliga leading the way, starting even in the midst of the coronavirus and showing that yes, football can actually come back. And Bayern Munich, we all thought maybe Dortmund at a point going to stomp through and go on to win the title. But like in recent season, they just tend to capitulate when it matters the most. And Bayern taking advantage of that. You see Lewandowski scoring over 40 goals for the 6th season in a row. It's still a surprise how he has not won. We have Messi, Ronaldo, and Luis Suarez, but then I think after that, it has to be Robert Lewandowski. One of, if not the best player currently playing in the Bundesliga.
Exactly, because like I said, some of those wins, are Messi's 2010 win, winning the World Cup, Cristiano Ronaldo's 2014 win, because you score 4 goals when you are playing. You didn't qualify automatically with your team. It was a playoff against Sweden that you score 4 goals, and then Sepp Blatter says everybody can vote again. That is, I don't want to say. I don't want to say it.
Then in 2012, Messi scoring 91 goals. There are some feats you just do not come close to. But I think when it comes to consistency and doing it at the top level for so long, you have to give it to
only they don't give this for longevity. The nation, no matter how consistent you are through the ages, you take, you have to be an exceptional year. You have to season for you to be recognized. But when it comes to recognizing the greats, there is no way about it that Lewandowski is one of those ones we want to look about. Okay, another thing. Let us step away a little bit.
There's some matches to be played.
Okay, some matches to be played today. Do we have those?
William Berlin versus 4.
Okay, but don't have them. Okay, don't read them. Okay.
Cologne.
Augsburg versus Cologne. Yeah.
Cologne is taking there. All right. So those are today's my day for those of you who watch Bundesliga. Follow your teams and let's see, because to me it is one of those mono leagues. You count them. Italy, Juve. You can always, before the kicks off, you know who's going to win. Germany, Bayern. But France, you have PSG. Celtic is winning in those are mono league. And you talk about Nigerian league. Even Nigerian league is even better than some of these.
Because you don't know who
will win. You win more at home.
Yeah,
when you get about 3 or 4 weeks away, you're already the winner. So that is. I think the MPFL is also doing that. But we'll look at the MPFL. Because right now the thing I say, look, how good is that? Is it point per game? They don't use point per game to award the female Chelsea team to win the female league in England. But the points per game is a simple thing. How many matches have you played? How many points you divide it? Let us also say, maybe we can open the lines now. You can join us. And a lot of you are itching to be part of what we are discussing. You heard about the Romeo thing, tribute to Keshi. Should they give them an opportunity for them to participate right at the National Sport Festival? If it is time, if it is money, if it is resources, they said we are ready. Is the LOC also ready to say, yes, you guys, let's think to you. I think I remember they were told that maybe the Zologbo River, so if I can remember very well, that the Oba says you guys can use this river, and then Riyad Mahrez says it doesn't need dredging. If boats can pass there, what of Kenu? Kenu can also paddle, and then whatever needs to be done, even if it's to be pushed away and clear the desks and put the lanes, probably that can be done within a week. So let us look at broadly and see, because I'm really interested. I want to make sure that yes, we are trying here, not me in this case, the team here are saying, look, we need to expand. We need to look at the waterways. We need to look at what comes out of there. We don't just blind our eyes and allow reefs and other things to take over what we should be enjoying. Okay, while you guys we're waiting for you guys to join us, Salwa El Nasser. I mean, let us. I mean, we all celebrated her. You know, so look, this is our own ability. You know, ability, our own ability to God's mercy. Our own girl. I was saying this girl is doing is for us. Left Nigeria at the age of 14, moved over there, became the Asian champion, became the world champion just in September, October last year by winning the 400 meters. And we are saying she missed 3 drug tests. But that is not my issue. My issue is her reaction. If you can, let us see if we can see, you know, what she said.
I have never been a cheat. I will never be. I only missed 3 drug tests, which is normal. It happens. Hopefully it will get resolved because I don't really like the image. It's going to be fine. It's very hard to have this little stain on my name. Salwa El Nasser.
I mean, he said, I only, if she only stopped at, I have, it's just 3.
I think it's ridiculous.
I mean, it is only 3,
and you're calling it only.
I said, there this stain, and this little stain on my whatever. I mean, it's like if the thing doesn't really.
But what I got as a professional athlete, you have to subject yourself to all these random
She should be more remorseful.
She's not reacting.
Exactly. Don't think that she's remorseful.
I mean, this statement, her handler should be shameful to put out such a statement on her behalf.
She even went over to and tweeted it on Instagram.
It's simply outrageous. 3 drug tests. It means, 1 means a lot. Talk less of 3.
And then that means you did it. That means you did it intentionally. To say it is only 3. And that is the maximum.
But then again, she now saying that it happens. It's something that we have to look into the sport because it's surprising coming out.
If she wants, because if they have to ban her because she's already suspended now, you know, okay, he said maybe we can take that. If that thing come back, we can read it. Because if they are to ban her, now she's suspended. If they are to ban her based on that, how is she going to appeal? Look at what you are saying. I mean, you are not responsible for what you did. You missed 3 drug tests within 12 calendar months. And you are saying, which has not ended you a suspension. And they are still going to look into it. You might end it, you might get a 2-year ban on that.
The AIU has provisionally suspended Salwa El Nasser of Bahrain for whereabout failures, a violation of the World Athletics Anti-Doping rules.
Yes.
Okay, but the truth of she was saying something that she said it happened. But it does, let me be honest with you. This is a case of somebody drowning and trying to pull down whoever is doing it. It doesn't make sense.
It happens.
It happens. How can she prove it? Is she in the world?
You know what this reminds me of? Reminds me of Serena Williams, who at a point they said she's the most tested athlete in the world. The most tested athlete in the world. She has complained several times, thinking that fine, probably she felt she was being targeted. But at every point in time, she always subjected herself or submitted herself to be tested.
That's what the
because you come to
do.
the sport, you are a professional. You have, and if you are a champion and you have remained so for so long, people start asking questions, people start raising eyebrows. So for you to come out and say, yes, I am clean, there's nothing else attached, this is natural, this is all training, and as a professional, you subject yourself to all of
They
this.
cannot by 2 a.m. I mean, you want to know where you are at any point in the after competition testing. I mean, which is the rule?
A lot of times you hear players talking about when they go on to win the Champions League, and they can't even go on to celebrate because we are there with the wider officials. I watched Michael Jordan's documentary not too long ago, and he said a couple of times when he won the NBA championship, he couldn't even go on to celebrate immediately because he was currently being tested. You have to subject yourself to testing.
Sometimes the coach, the team leaves behind the player in that country so that the player can go through tests and join the next flight to come back. It happens.
It's sad.
Like if you have done that, like we are saying, it has happened. It is not for you to say, I mean, it is only a 3. That is the maximum. You've already gone to the maximum, and you call it only, and you are saying, I just remove this.
This is what you need suspended for. You say it's only.
I mean, so for goodness sake, probably she should just those who manage her should not. Sometimes all these Instagram and I know a lot of people they don't listen to they tweet and they just go ahead and write it. But this one is not for her. We celebrated her when she did it, and now that we are saying probably what she's doing, what she's saying is not that right. We need to call her to order for what that this is not it. If you want to be a champion, you've not won the Olympic gold yet. You just won the world championship. There is still a long way to go. And even if you win the Olympic gold, you want to win multiple golds and multiple whatever. Of course, you are comfortable where you are based on. I don't know about that, but basically you are. You should let as an example that people want to watch you. Like you want to influence
a role
model, and that is what we expect. So that does it. Okay, we go back to the George Floyd issue, and then the place of sports, in supporting this. We saw the Liverpool players, all kneeling down. We saw
Borussia
Dortmund.
Yeah, that is the Liverpool player. When they went to train, when they resumed training, they did that in the center circle that way too. They all knelt down. Michael Jordan has said, for those who are supporting racism, he's ready to, he's dropping $100 million dollars, to support that. Some clubs, I think Manchester United also, they use their crest and the elbow, and they change it in such a way that they're reflecting, this. So, gentlemen, is there, because one, you cannot live in isolation. Because we are Nigeria, we live in Nigeria. Even if as our players are also going over there, as we are going, other people are also coming here, the world is supposed to be one. Is there any way that some people's mindset can be changed?
Sensitization will work. But in the sporting federations, and I think that FIFA has not done enough in terms of punishing racism.
Exactly.
It's, the punishment has been like a slap on the wrist. Until desperate and more stringent measures are taken, these things will not stop. Maybe when a player is banned from playing for 2 years, maybe others will. And even the fans.
It's not just players.
The fans as well.
It's not just players.
The club are making play in the empty stadium, something like that.
Tottenham and England right back, I can't remember his name now. He came out. Danny Rose, yeah. Came out and said the penalty, I think the country that was fined when England played a match, I think it was Slovakia, thereabouts.
3,000 something.
He said you fine an entire FA the amount of money that I can spend in a club in one night. So I can spend this amount of money in one night.
So it is just exactly.
So you say what they're basically telling them is okay, fine, just say whatever you want to say to them. Pay $10,000 or $20,000 and then you're good to go. I mean, you say I will spend that money in one night. So it's like it goes back to what you said. That FIFA is not doing. I don't feel FIFA is doing enough. Yes, kick against racism and we see the banners and all of that. But I think more stringent measures should be taken. For instance, now Manchester City breached financial fair play rules. And we are hearing that they will be banned from the Champions League
2 years.
For 2 years.
Yes.
Now, if you put measures like this in place for clubs that actually come out and openly
and ban national teams,
from competition and all of that, I think we will begin to see people coming to the stadiums and behaving themselves.
To do a lot more on sensitization, because it's also very important among the fans, because most of these issues now have shifted from the players more from the stands.
It's more easy.
Getting thrown from bananas, making monkey sounds, those are unacceptable in this age.
There was a Roma Inter Milan game at a point where between Balotelli was being, he came at him from different angles, and the referee did everything within his power to try and stop it. He couldn't stop. Thought he had to go climb up to the box, pick up the microphone, and tell everybody to keep quiet. Until he made that move before. So he shows that yes, people the monkey chant. The fans actually look up to people. The fans actually respect some certain icons. Exactly. Why don't you come out and you constantly try and sensitize, because it kills the sport, it kills morale, and you see players complain all the time.
I remember that with that Eto'o something when it happened. Let us see, because we also here at the studio here, those are the guys that was in 2013. You can see Larry, you can see Jimmy, you can see Itayo, that is CJ, Chijoke. All of us, Larry Pennell and myself, we all ate banana on the set of Channel Sport on Sunday. This is using the platform to say, yes, we can do this. Yes, this is how it should be done. And that is why most of those who are speaking out today are using their platform. Most time it is more who is saying it.
Yes.
It's important. If I talk now, if the president says something, the whole world will hear what
yes.
Are you comparing what Kenneth Oge said with what the president is saying?
Exactly.
So if somebody Ronaldo have over 200 million followers on Instagram alone, if he makes a post, that post, for every post he makes a million pounds for every post he makes.
During the pandemic, he made 4 million.
He made 4 million because he made 4 posts. Yeah. So you can imagine that, because the reach of whatever he's doing. Yes. So if Ronaldo now, I think Ronaldo have not spoken, but if Ronaldo speaks,
lend the voice to
you can imagine how many people. This is what Ronaldo says. Yeah. So using your platform,
just like we saw Anthony Joshua at the beginning of the show,
exactly.
And a lot of athletes and a lot of superstars and celebrities coming out of Hollywood and even in the UK.
Anthony Joshua, what he's doing is remarkable, because sometimes also some of these athletes, I don't know what they're thinking. Endorsements and sponsors, they don't want to come out and speak. They want to
their image.
Look at Drew Brees. He kicked him out,
exactly.
But he changed.
Yes. Yes.
He now said, look, I now understand the position better.
There was a club in United, I think, was it in club in United States, I think in Miami or in California,
Yeah.
that caught ties with a player because his wife came out on social media and was actually backing what the racists were saying.
Okay,
You know,
let's go to Ibadan. Hello.
Hello, Ken. How are you
Yeah,
doing?
good afternoon.
My name is Bola Orodele, Secretary General of NOGA.
Wow! Oh, okay, really? Yes.
How are you doing?
Fine. We are bringing you to the show soon.
Okay. All right. I think it's irresponsible of any athlete not to show up when they come for testing. It's very, very irresponsible of any athlete. And that means that the athletes are performing without any epidemic aid is going to be doubted. Every athlete should be ready at all times to get tested. It is something that is given. Once you decide to be in athletics or any other sport, that they do testing anytime, one should be responsible enough to be available. And I think the officials also should have made her to know that this is what obtains. And
Her managers,
they should have advised her not to miss testing. As for the National Sports Festival and yachting and rowing, I think we should encourage Admiral Pobeni. He has been doing a very huge job. I was at the National Youth Sports Festival some years ago, and they came around and used the dam at the University of Ilorin. Many universities in Nigeria have dams. And I think that the time has come for us to also encourage such sports in our tertiary institutions where there are dams that provide water for the universities. So this is very important because that would be one of the things that will help the sports to spread and develop to some other areas. Because these bodies of water are there and they can be used for yachting and rowing. At least let them be able to practice.
Thank you.
I think that's very, very important.
Thank you very much. With that call from Ibadan, we want to go on a very short break. And when we come back, Channel Sport on Sunday continues. All right, we're back. You're welcome back. Yeah, the line is still there, so you just pick up your phone and dial us and let's hear you. The EPL will be starting, thank God. I think they've done about 2,774 tests, and they just had 13 positive tests. But then the good thing that they ran the last one, which is the sixth, they are doing it almost at the sixth round that they did. There was no positive test. Maybe it's all raring to go. But then Ajala is in the house. You're welcome to the show.
Ken, it's nice being here on the West Sunday. It was good listening to Admiral Pobeni talking about the canoe at the postponed National Sports Festival. You know, before then, there was this circular from the local organizing committee that they reached an agreement in Abuja that the federation promised to do the dredging, and at the last they backed out. But from what the Admiral said, is further from what was communicated, and it's nice to know that he said within 7 days he will do the impossible.
That can be done.
He will extract water out of the stone. And I think for those athletes, someone like Blessing, who had like 5 good medals to defend, it will be today will probably be the best thing that happened to those athletes in this COVID-19 lockdown.
That is if the NLC will listen to them.
No. It's very clear. You said they backed out. Now they are backing number one man is saying, I will do this in 7 days. And up till now, the committee that was set up to look at the possibility and feasibility of hosting the sport festival post-COVID, they've not submitted their report. So from now till then, we have more than 7 days. So if that is the only reason.
All right, Josh. Josh is here in Lagos. Hello, Josh.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Am I going to Channel Sports, right?
Yeah, you are right. You are right on to us.
Okay. I want to quickly talk about the tribute to Stephen Keshi. It's really a good thing to note that it's something we should. It's a person. Stephen Keshi is a person we should all celebrate. But I find it very, very, very funny why in this part of the world we often celebrate the dead. When they are alive, we don't celebrate them. We criticize them. Most of the time, the criticism are not even coming from the point you want to stand with. So, but after the demise, you discover people start throwing praises at them, start praising them, which is not good. I can remember vividly when Keshi was alive, including sports journalists were even part of the people criticizing him. So, which is not even. Sometimes I want to understand. I don't really understand where they're standing from, because if sports journalists are criticizing him, and after his demise, you still find same sports journalists are celebrating him, which to me I think it is not called for. We should celebrate them while they are alive, and also celebrate them while they are gone. Like you said, it's not about we are not mourning him. Stephen Keshi is someone who will continue to celebrate. Yeah. That's just my own opinion.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh. I don't want also just to say this, Josh, that when you say the same journalist, probably when you say journalists, we have probably over 5,000 to 10,000 journalists in Nigeria. I mean, in sports journalists alone. So everybody with their own from which angle they are looking at it from. Those who are celebrating him now mostly are those who celebrated him while he was alive. There are also those, of course, who now say, okay, fine, we want to celebrate him now when he didn't. But some of us have been very, very consistent, on this set, on this show. In fact, when he died, we brought in Joseph Eriko. I mean, that same morning on this show live to come and talk about Stephen Okechukwu Keshi. He's somebody that was close to us personally. Forget the professional whatever that we have seen as Nigerians, first and foremost, who he represents and what he has inspired, what he stood for, those he took along, not only in Nigeria, Olate Damte, the people in the coast of Africa, in Africa as a whole. I mean, he was an inspiration. He was a few people that were celebrated by Google. I think last 2 years ago, yes. Google they changed it to Keshi. It tells you how much this man is valued all over the world. He's a citizen of the world. I use is. I'm not saying was. He is a citizen of the world.
I think as far back as 1998, I wrote an article that was widely published citing why Stephen Keshi should be given a national team job. Yeah. And I stated the qualities and the reasons why I believe Keshi will excel. That was in 98. And shortly after, Patrice Libre, who was playing golf, was contacted to become the manager.
And the rest they say is not.
And Keshi is a man of, maybe I could be biased because personally for me, Keshi happens to be my own childhood hero. And Keshi was a leader of men. He was a captain in Nigeria for NNB. He went to Cote d'Ivoire, stayed Abidjan. He was a captain. Went to Belgium, Captain Anderlecht. Went to France, Captain Strasbourg. Went to Qatar. There was a time Bishop Eze, who was also in Qatar, said in Qatar, Keshi was like the biggest.
All right, 5 minutes on the line. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, please, may I ask for one question from Oshonago, Mr. Oshonago?
Go ahead.
I want to ask a question about in natives. There's one John C. Dozie and Tuji Banjo. Are they still alive?
Okay. You caught me off guard. Then I think I should know. But I'm not correct. I don't want to say the man who is living is dead or the man who is dead is living. But at least we can actually find that out. Maybe before the end of the show, I will be able to say that. I should be able to say that. But they were the first professionals that came in. Then we were we're still playing amateur football. I would say, how we felt then, professionals, John Chidozie and the speed star from the wing, and then Tuji Banjo, the defender. One is black, Chidozie is black. What I remember that Bola is like Tuji Banjo. So I think he's still there. Are still there? Hello?
Yeah. Okay. They are the set of people who play with your dead in the 80s.
Exactly.
We want to know whereabouts of them. Thank you.
We'll let you know probably before the end of the show. We'll let you know. Thank you.
Okay, and that also brings us back to when they say Keshi, something that was very current was they will tell you use that tag, foremost professional.
Yeah.
Keshi was not the first Nigerian to play in Europe.
No.
But what Keshi did, anywhere he goes, he ensured Nigerian players, he opened the floodgate.
Yes.
He did that in Cote d'Ivoire. And that's why you had the likes of Yekini, the likes of Iroa,
Gabriel Okolosi. A lot of them moved
all
over
of them,
there.
Iroa,
Yes.
all of them. So when he moved again to
Belgium, it became the Mecca.
became like the Mecca of
Yes.
Nigerian football. He did the same thing in France. He did the same thing in Qatar. And I think in Keshi, we had a leader of men.
Leader of men. I will make you leader of men. And that was what he actually is. There is no how that you write Nigerian history from his days. It's really, when they left to NNB then, from St. Fimbas, and then they went over there, and then there was a rivalry between the NNB and then Bendel Insurance. The youths over there were supporting the students of University of Benin. The NNB had a fans club then from Uniben. They all go over there to go and watch them. Keshi has been a blessing to Nigeria. He is a blessing. He will continue to be a blessing, and that is what we are saying. That let us look inwards, even at these times when we are still getting coaches. I mean, the present coach has spent how many years now? He has not been able to achieve what Keshi has achieved. Keshi went to Nations Cup under 2 years, and then he won the Nations Cup. This guy went to Nations Cup also. He did not win it. Of course, he came in with a golden bronze. I went to the World Cup, and Keshi went to the second round. Then the guy we have here, he has not. He went there and came out in the at the preliminary stages. We get to the knockout stage, and then, but that is the thing. But then, the guys are saying, we keep on understudying. We keep on understudying. What is his name? Christian Chukwu, the chairman himself, started by understudying Sebastian Broderick. Remember, at the under 17, he went on to understudy Westerhoff. Bonfrey came in and brought in Keshi. Keshi came to understudy. We keep on understudying, and even the class of 94 to now is about 26 years. 26 years after, the players that played in 94, 20 years after, are still understudying coaches that we are bringing in without any showing any track record, and that is just what it is. That is the truth. So we need to get these things and see how they are, and see how we can value that which we have done. What Keshi, like we said, he qualified 3 African countries to the Nations Cup and qualified. In fact, when he qualified to the World Cup, it was known as the 8th wonder of the world. Togo. And that World Cup, remember, they were in the same group with, I think, Zambia, with Mali. That was how Mali took him. Some, a lot of, they were supposed not to even be there, but they moved on to qualify them. I remember Nigeria did not qualify at that World Cup. That is in 2006. When Angola. I don't like playing Angola. I don't like Angola in our group in anything anyway. When it comes to Angola. So the lines are still open. They can still be part of this show. We are looking at, our greatest one, like National Sport Festival.
We are here talking about Keshi. And has it been immortalized? These are the things we also need to start looking into as a nation and as a federation. The NFF should look into these things. Look at in England, Sir Alex Ferguson finished coaching Manchester United. They built a statue of the man.
Even before he finished, they
unveiled the statue.
Yes.
I learned that discussions are being made to mold the statue of Arsene Wenger at the Emirates.
Yeah.
So these are little things. People who gave their all for their national team. I always quote this in our national anthem. One favorite line: the labors of our heroes past should not be in vain. They should sit up and start doing the right thing, because when
we also have to be fair to Delta State government.
Let's
go to Ekpele Osun. Hello. Hello, Kamaru.
Afternoon, good afternoon, Mr. Ken.
Good afternoon.
Today, I don't succeed for your program. I want to contribute to the Keshi issue.
Yeah.
I want also follow up the football fans all over, because I've been in Cote d'Ivoire, supporting African sports. But when I came back to Nigeria back in 1980, Keshi Nkulundi Ozogula play to New Nigerian Bank of Benin, Michael Makaro, of Avon, inside the New Nigerian Bank of Benin. After they disbanded them, Keshi moved up to 11th in Badam. They win Wafu Cup. This 2-time executive.
Yes.
Before he depart to Cote d'Ivoire. So Keshi is one of the bigger, it's a box in Canada, because I am a football lover. I follow football throughout my career. I'm age of 60 as I'm talking to you. Because today, technology makes us miss many things. Today, we are not even value our league in Nigeria. If you look at the whole Africa, because technology makes us lose African team. Olden day, if you hear in Cote d'Ivoire, ASEC Mimo Africa for Aristide Davies, like in Nigeria here, one year national, shooting star for Badan. But now, I don't know why. Instead of to grow with the technology, we see they come down every time. You, like somebody, journalists like you, every day we begin the talk. Today, no any radio in Nigerian media broadcasting any live match. I'm so disappointed. As I'm talking to you, if I told you, I'm not at the big trade. But I can be able to do sport. I can be able to speak with anybody around the world. That is pity for many of media. Today, if I talk, what did the Radio Nigeria, I broadcast last match.
Thank you, Kamaru. Thank you, because I was run out of time. We just have to call it a day. But we appreciate your call and all of us who called us where we are living.
Yeah, I think Kamaru just hit the nail on the head. Way back, you also have even listened to commentary in Yoruba, but for now, that is a tall order.
Abum, EPL is back next week, and football is back. Good times ahead.
Okay, Kenwin is here. He just talked about running commentary, and then somebody said, Emmanuel Ogwejo for Okala, he is fantastic. I am Ken Ochonogo. Have a fantastic Sunday. Stay blessed.